had moments where I thought, I don't know if I can finish. I remember very specifically getting to mile 11, which was 1 mile further than I had ever run, but I just kept going. And I got to the finish, and my friend took a picture of me at the finish, and I have this expression on my face is like the widest smile, but also crying. I achieved something. Like, I set my mind to something that's really hard that not everybody can do, and I achieved it. My name is Kiki. I am an actress and an improviser, and in 2 weeks, I'm a marathoner. I was never an active person. When I started college, I was a musical theater major. Halfway through my freshman year, I was like, I'm such a bad dancer. I hate taking these dance classes. I hate being in this leotard. And I was like, if I switch to opera, I won't have to dance anymore. So I literally changed the path of my life because I was so uncomfortable in my body and being in anything that had to be active. I gained over 100 pounds I gained 70 pounds in 6 months, the second half of my freshman year. It was insane. Losing this much weight seemed so impossible that I just was like, oh, I'll probably never get back below 200 pounds. I'm always gonna be like this. So I did set out to lose weight because I sort of had in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm approaching 30. It felt like a moment where I was like, I'm either gonna gain more weight. At 5'2", I was approaching 300 pounds, and that starts to be where it's like, wow, that's hard to live here. I felt like it was a fork in the road. I had always wanted it to happen as quickly as possible. I had needed it to happen as quickly as possible because everything in my life, it was when I lose weight, then, when this happens, then I will finally be loved. Then I will finally be successful. And so, of course, it has to happen ASAP if that's what you're waiting for, your life to begin. I started working with a personal trainer when I had lost 25 pounds. And I started really loving how working out consistently felt. I started running because my personal trainer said we're gonna jog for 10 minutes on the treadmill. And I said, well, that's not something that I can do, but sure, okay. And then we did that, and then I realized I was kind of close to a mile, and I thought, wow, I cannot remember my whole life ever running a mile. So I was like, I want to do that. I want to be able to say that I can do that. And so I did, and I posted about it on Facebook. I was like, I ran a mile today, holy shit, this is so incredible. And then I signed up for the Brooklyn half marathon because I had friends that did it. And I committed, I signed up with Team for Kids. I said, I'm doing this. Literally the next day was when lottery results went up for the New York City Marathon. And a month before, whenever you enter the lottery, a friend of mine was like, you should just do it. Nobody gets in, you should just do it. And I was like, okay. And I got in to the New York City Marathon via lottery. And so I said, okay, universe, I hear you. I just committed to do this half marathon. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. And so, but then I also put it out of my head. I was like, I'm focusing on the half marathon. And while I was running the half marathon, a few times I thought, how the hell am I gonna run a marathon? I had moments where I thought, I don't know if I can finish. I remember very specifically getting to mile 11, which was 1 mile further than I had ever run, but still 2 miles away, which is not far. And I was like, how the hell? But I just kept going. And I got to the finish, and my friend took a picture of me at the finish, and I have the widest smile, but also crying. And I love that picture. My arms are up, and you could see my loose skin on my arms, and that's something I'm self-conscious about. And it's I achieved something. I set my mind to something that's really hard that not everybody can do, and I achieved it. So it's been such a hard year, and through it all, I kept my promises to myself. I said, I'm running the Brooklyn Half Marathon. I ran every training run. I ran the Brooklyn Half Marathon. I said, I'm running the New York City Marathon. I've run every training run. I'm gonna run the New York City Marathon. And so much of my life, I would have these, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. I'm gonna write a movie. I'm gonna do blah, 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 blah. And I never did it. I never did any of it. To me, strength is relentlessness and never stopping. I always tell myself, I always say to myself on really long runs when I'm really tired, forward is a pace. Even if I'm moving imperceptibly slowly, And that's what I think about in life too. Like, even if I'm moving so in tiny increments towards my goal, I'm moving toward them, and that's strength. I couldn't have lost over 100 pounds if I still hated my body. I just couldn't have. I couldn't have done it. It's only in loving my body that I was able to do this really hard thing that I really needed to do to make it the best body that it can be. And I really think I'm like there now. Capping off this like year of like hard and painful change is I'm getting hopefully a first round of excess skin removal surgery in December. I'm really glad that I'm doing it in this body, and I'm doing it with the excess skin, and I'm doing it with the excess weight, because it is like reinforcing to me that I'm not having the surgery because I hate myself, or it's like it hasn't, there's no hatred. Like, I want to celebrate like my skin and my body and my muscles and all of it, because it like got me, in 2 weeks will have gotten me to the finish line of the New York City Marathon. This is what strength looks like.